Hi, this is Siri Lamb back with video number 5 in our Google Classroom series. This is about other things that we can create in the Classwork section of Google Classroom. The first thing I want to just point out is in the previous video where we had assignments, I never actually brought you back to the main page of Classwork, but here you can see that this assignment is assigned. It has its title, it has its instructions, the attachments. I can view instructions. And this is where eventually, as students would submit, I would also be able to see student work. There are additional videos about receiving, grading, assessing student work. But now let's see the other things that we can create. If I click on create, the second option is a quiz assignment. I don't recommend that you use this. If you want to give a quiz, I recommend that you create the form inside Google Forms and then just attach it from your drive. Instead, let's look at what a question is. I love using questions. This is how I do my attendance questions and do now every day. You can just put a question for your students. If it needs more details, you can have it here. And then you have a choice between a short answer where students can answer open-ended or a multiple choice question where you give them a limited number of options. That's up to you in the way that you want to do your question. You could add attachments if you need. You could decide if this is graded or not. And then everything here is essentially the same. You can decide whether or not students reply to each other after they give their answers. If they can reply to each other, they still have to first answer the question on their own before they can see other students' answers. But once they've put in their own answer, they can see other students' answers and reply to them. And do you want students to be able to edit their answers after they've submitted? Those are two choices that you have. And then I can put here with ask. And you can see it looks just like on its head, it looks quite like any other assignment. You can see that the icon is a little bit different. And here you would go into view question, and on the student view, they'd be right here able to answer the question right in here. They don't have to create a doc. They don't have to go anywhere else. They can just type it in and go from there. And that is the ability to add questions. The other thing that I can create is a material. Material is when you just want to have a resource, like perhaps you wanted to have your syllabus, and then you say, refer to this. You would add your attachment from Google Drive and then be able to post it. And this one would be just something that students can see. Again, you see another icon. There's nothing that they can interact with it. Questions and assignments are interactive. Materials are not. Just to point out over here that this is where you can reuse a post if you have old Google Classrooms or old from any year that you've ever taught. It goes all the way back in the archive. And we will come back in the next video to discuss topics and organization in Google Classroom. I will see you then. I hope that this has been helpful.